Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, Bulnautha's shady past revealed. Rabuka to form a new party. And RFMF Act under review.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateda Lendua.
Member of Parliament Metieli Bulnautha's shady past was brought up in Parliament this morning. 2 days ago, Bulnautha had said that Prime Minister Morenge Bainimarama and Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum need to cast out the devil from within themselves. Said Qayyum, in response, highlighted that at the height of the May 2000 coup, Bulnautha had publicly called Indo-Fijian leaders Teworo or devil. The Attorney General adds no one has the right to call anyone Teworo.
And I've said this in Parliament before. There's a documentary evidence on this where you are talking about it in front of Civic Towers, where he stood up and he said, who's the head of the legislature? Mahendra Chaudhry, Kendia, Hindu, Teworo. Who's the head of the judiciary? Reddy, Kendia, Hindu, Teworo. Who's the head of the executive? Chaudhry, Kendia, Hindu, Teworo. Nobody, Mr. Speaker, sir. Nobody, Mr. Speaker, sir, is a Teworo. Nobody is the devil.
Meanwhile, Defence Minister Inia Seriratu has called on Bulnautha to apologize to the Prime Minister. The SODELPA MP alleged that Morenge Bainimarama had killed someone. Seriratu hit out at Bulnautha for not backing up his comments outside Parliament and saying the opposition MP should issue an apology.
Why bring that issue into Parliament if he does not have concrete evidence about the case, Mr. Speaker, sir? He has two options as an honourable member. You either apologize to the honourable Prime Minister through the honourable Speaker, or go outside, face the media. You've been running away from the media with no comments. Do the honourable thing. Face the media, tell them the truth. Otherwise, that's a cowardly act when you hide behind the curtains of parliamentary privilege in this house. Don't bring rubbish into the house.
Former Social Democratic Liberal Party leader Sitibeni Rambuka has indicated he will be forming a new political party. FBC News visited Rambuka at his residence this morning to confirm this. Rambuka resigned from SODELPA yesterday. He had raised a grievance about the selection of party leader where he lost to William Ngaboka and had stated he will make plans if the grievance is not answered. The review of the Republic of the Fiji Military Forces Act is currently underway. Defence Minister Inia Seriratu says this also includes the review of the Manual of the Military Law. Seriratu says the RFMF's role is to ensure the safety of every Fijian, and the dynamic role requires a review of its current setup. He says the existing RFMF Act's processes and procedures belongs to the colonial era, the British Army Act of 1955.
On completion of the current reviews, the new portions and relevant supplementary legislations will greatly enhance the administrative and disciplinary processes within the RFMF.
As economies continue to feel the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, the oceans, its resources and the very people who depend on it should not be neglected. Fisheries Minister Semi Koroi-Lavisau says we're living in unprecedented times. In his message for the Blue Justice Initiative, which is hosted by Norway and UNDP, Koroi-Lavisau says we cannot let our guard down. He says Fiji will greatly benefit from this initiative.
It is imperative to highlight that transnational organized crime in the global fishing industry has been lingering for some time. It undermines the work that our respective governments do in addressing illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, and it certainly takes the fight to a whole new level.
The UN 75 Community Days event has kick-started in Nandi. Resident Coordinator Sanaka Samarasina says, in partnership with the government, they have brought together a vast selection of partners for 2 full days of activities at Prince Charles Park. The event is in line with the UN's 75th anniversary and aims to educate, assist and improve the lives of people. The Ministry of Health staff are also part of the event.
We have, I believe, about 40 or 50 or more stalls. A number of them will be providing services to the communities, whether they're health checks or setting up businesses, how to do home gardens, for instance, social welfare. Those kinds of services will be provided at Prince Charles. I mentioned the food stalls.
Up ahead, Randrandra's club disappointed with Fiji. And police sharks ready to defend rugby league title.
Kuira na ngone no de nuni ena bisi ni mataka.
Mersusunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no rabak sangai ka wala loma taki na ngone. Dala bina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira ena be mataka.
Moniti kena makarombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Indaw-ina na mataka dan ramai na singabo.
The Bristol Bears will make a formal complaint to World Rugby over Fiji's injury management of star player Semi Randrandra. The Flying Fijian centre is set to miss Bristol's opening 2 Heineken Champions Cup games against Clermont and Cornet after suffering a leg injury during the Autumn Nations Cup victory over Georgia last Saturday. Bristol Rugby Director Pat Lamb told Rugby Pass the situation could have been avoided if Fiji had not kept him on for the entire 80 minutes. Lamb says Fiji had control of the game against Georgia and Randrandra could have been taken off the field after the big collision in the first half. The Bristol medical staff scanned Randrandra's leg and said he could be out for at least 3 weeks. A total of 24 men's teams will compete for the Holy Grail at the 11th Combat Uluinakau Sevens tournament. Since its inception in 2009, the tournament has produced some promising talent and organizers believe there will be more in the years to come. Talei Mateirukula reports.
With top teams confirmed for the 2-day tournament, fans can expect some sevens flair at Nosori's Ratudakbo Park.
We are very blessed that we have top teams, and especially we have the Fiji Barbers White and Fiji Barbers Blue participating in this year's tournament, which has added flavors to the tournament.
The new format will encourage teams to compete at the highest level to secure a spot in the quarterfinals.
The top teams from the 6th pool will qualify to the main quarterfinal, the top teams, and the best 2 from the 6 pools will join the 6 teams to make up the quarterfinals, the main cup quarterfinals.
President Epi Kolinivala says the tournament has come a long way since its inauguration 11 years ago.
Most of the 7 competition has been running, so we keep our fingers crossed that we can come up with this tournament this year. We're supposed to have it in Nandi, so we shifted it to Nosori because of the COVID-19 issue this year.
The 11th Combat Uluinakau Sevens will kick off tomorrow at Ratudakbo Park in Nosori. Talei Mateirukula, FBC Sports.
The Police Sharks Rugby League team will be out to defend its Ratu Sukunabol Rugby League trophy tomorrow. Police snatched the title last year after defeating counterparts Army 28-14 at ANZ Stadium in Suva. Sharks captain Filippo Talei says they will be bringing in a much younger side. Talei has been reminding the team not to let their guard down.
For the boys, everything you have to do during training and during the game, we have to take the lead role. We have some new boys. It will be their first game for the Schooner Bowl, and we've been telling them Schooner Bowl is different from the World Cup, and is also different from if you represent Fiji. When you come to the play for the Schooner Bowl, it will be a total different game altogether.
Netball Fiji has stressed the final Fiji Pulse squad will be selected on merit. The mixture of young and veteran players vying for a spot in the 2023 World Cup were selected in the 25-member training squad last month. Netball Fiji Secretary Lucy Rakora says this will be an avenue for the young players to learn as much as they can from the veterans.
They're blending well with our senior players. Everyone knows that we are picking on merit, and those that we are putting up their hands for selection will be selected. So it's a good blend of young players and the senior players. So we're excited for this, for the next 4 years, and our partnership with Australia Pacific sport program.
A moist easterly wind flow prevails over the group. Associated showers continue to affect the eastern and northern parts of Fiji. Meanwhile, tropical disturbance TD01F was located about 555 kilometers northeast of Undu Point at about 9 a.m. It is currently moving west-northwest towards Rotuma at 10 kilometers per hour. That's FBC News Now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. You need news you can trust. Get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth. Good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।